What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love looking good and I love to smell amazing. Today I want to give you guys my top 10 most complimented fragrances from the year of 2018. There's a lot of things that go into getting compliments, when you wear it, the location, how often you wear it, especially plays a role in this type list. And for me, honestly, when I purchase a fragrance, plays a role in this list. So some of these fragrances were newer acquisitions to my collection that I wore more than others. And some fragrances are oldies but goodies. But nonetheless, these are the fragrances for me that got me the most compliments on the designer side. So if you want to know what those fragrances were, keep it right here. So guys, we're back, and as promised, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into my list. Starting off this list is, for me, in my collection, an oldie, but still yet a goodie. And this fragrance is from the house of Mont Blanc, and this is Mont Blanc Individual. And I know you guys can tell by the amount of juice that's in here that how often I wore this fragrance played a role in the fact that I got a lot of compliments from it. I wear it a lot. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that I really love Creed's Original Santal. And you get most of what you get in Original Santal in this bottle for a fraction of the cost. You can actually find this on some of your discounted retailers for about between 20 and 25 bucks. So, I mean, guys, you can't beat it. It has a sweet raspberry note in here, juniper berry, some dark chocolate, I think, is listed as a note in this. So it has a lot going on in it, but as most people describe this fragrance, it's kind of a fresh, it has a fresh, drier sheet type vibe to it. But it's a really fresh fragrance, and it's something that I really enjoy. Oh man, I love this stuff. So number 10 for me was Mont Blanc Individual. The number 9 fragrance on my most complimented list from 2018 on the designer side was from the house of Bentley, and this is Bentley Intense for Men. This is a sweet, spicy and boozy fragrance. Again, one that again seemed to garner me a lot of attention and of course compliments when I wore it. I didn't wear it as much as some of the other fragrances on this list because although it's an older fragrance, it's a little bit more of a newer acquisition for me. And of course, I've only been wearing it for about the last 5 months or so, getting some wears out of it. But it did give me a lot of compliments when I did wear it. So that's why it's number 9. It's just some sweet, boozy goodness. The rum in this is amazing. From the house of Bentley, this is Bentley Intense for Men. The number 8 fragrance on my list comes from the house of Tom Ford, and this is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Now this also made my most sexy complimented list, but this fragrance is a very unisex fragrance. It has black truffle, ylang-ylang, has some floral notes in here, but it's actually got some darker notes in here as well, like incense, dark chocolate. This is a beautiful fragrance. Didn't like it at first, I think, because I smelled the EDP, and I actually like the EDT a little bit better. It's not quite as dense and potent as the EDP, so the EDT works just well for me. Man, this is some good stuff. It really gets a lot of compliments. So number 8 from the house of Tom Ford is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Coming in at number 7, this fragrance comes from the house of Guerlain, and this is Blanc Individual. This is the EDP version. Now this fragrance goes in a little bit different direction from the original release, which was the EDT. This one goes into more of a darker direction. It kind of reminds me of, and I would put this in the same category as your Dior Homme Intense, Prada L'Homme Intense. Those fragrances that kind of have that Valentino Uomo Intense, those fragrances that kind of have that dark incensey, leathery iris type vibe, kind of get the same thing from this. This one has the almond that the EDT has, but this one has the leather and notes like tonka bean and vanilla to kind of sweeten and sweeten it up a little bit and darken it up. So I really enjoy this one. It did well on my skin. There's still a hint of a cherry vibe, and for people out there that say there's not cherry in it, I know there's not a cherry note, but there is a vibe of cherry, so there's a difference. But it does have that hint of cherry vibe in this one as well. But I really enjoyed it. Got me some good compliments from the House of Guerlain. This is Blanc Individual, the EDP concept. Number 6, this fragrance made a lot of other lists for me this year, but it's from the House of Giorgio Armani, and this is Acqua di Gio Profumo. This maintained a lot of the things that people like from the original Acqua di Gio fragrance, and just kind of darkened it up with some incense and patchouli. Easy to wear, gets a lot of compliments. Number 6, Acqua di Gio Profumo. Coming in at number 5, this fragrance is again from the House of Tom Ford. I guess it seems like I like Tom Ford, huh? But this fragrance is one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. I always say that. This is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. This one is a gourmand. Sweet, man. It has that coffee note in here, and the coffee is that Indian dessert, so it's really sweet. This is one that you really smell. I definitely want to, take a couple swigs of this when I smell it. It smells so good. If I could pour this over some ice cream, I have this envision in my mind that this would taste really good, but it probably would hurt me pretty bad. But the fragrance that I really love, man, it's just that good. One of those ones that when you spray on your skin, you find yourself doing this all day long. But people really seem to like it as well on my skin. I get a lot of compliments from it. That's why it's number 5 from the House of Tom Ford. This is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Coming in at number 4, we're starting to get into some of the newer releases from 2018. 2018 for me, as far as releases on designer fragrances, was a little bit underwhelming for me. I did not particularly care for a lot of the fragrances that came out this year. Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male in the navy. Bogart released one called like Woodman Essence or something like that. Again, just a lot of fragrances for me that just kind of fell flat. Dolce & Gabbana One Grey. None of those fragrances I didn't particularly care for, so I didn't purchase them. I'm not one of those people that buy things just to review it and bring it to this channel, but it's things that I really like, and I would honestly recommend that I want to make recommendations on. But anyway, number 4, this was a 2018 release that I did enjoy. This is Dior Survives, the Eau de Parfum version. Wasn't a fan of this at first. I didn't give it time, but this fragrance really does do some things different from the original. It's darker, and I really like that it adds some versatility to the fragrance for me. So it's one that I wore, and you guys know this, man. It may be what some people deem as generic, but again, if you ask me, generic means that a lot of people like it. House of Christian Dior. This is Dior Survives. Coming in at number 3, another 2018 release. I really like this one. This is from the House of Paco Rabanne, and this is 1 Million Lucky. Now, I have lots of fragrances in my collection, and the amount of juice that's missing from this bottle is very indicative of the fact that I like this and I wore it a lot. For me, this is a heck of a lot of juice to be missing out of this bottle. I wore a lot of this one this year. It's a sexy fragrance that has hazelnut in it. Some fresh elements, but it also has that hazelnut to make it kind of gourmand. Got me some great compliments from the House of Paco Rabanne. This is 1 Million Lucky. The number 2 fragrance on this list was another designer release from the year of 2018 from the House of Prada. This is Prada Luna Rossa Black. Now, this fragrance came from that Luna Rossa line, and it did a lot of things that differently from a lot of its predecessors. One thing of note is the absence of lavender. This fragrance went more of a darker, woody, sweeter direction, and so it's a little bit different from the predecessors, the Carbons, and the other relations from this line that came before. But I really enjoy it. This is performed great on my skin, and it seems to hang around for 8+ hours, and people gave me some pretty good compliments this year wearing this fragrance. So that's why it makes number 2 on my list. This is Prada Luna Rossa Black. The number 1 most complimented fragrance on my list for 2018 was from the House of Chanel, another 2018 release. This was Bleu de Chanel, the Parfum Concentration. I love the Bleu de Chanel, the Eau de Parfum Concentration. That one did really well for me. When I matched that up against the Eau de Toilette, it was a no-brainer for me. It was more dense, and I got more of a creamier type citrus vibe from the Eau de Parfum that I really liked over the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette version was really about the bright uplifting citrus notes on the top. And so then you had the parfum release, and it smelled very similar, of course, to the predecessors, but they went a lot heavier on the woody aspects of this, as well as the creamy nature. The sandalwood is amped up a lot in this, as well as the woody nuances. So it hangs around a little bit more, a little bit longer than the EDP. I get about an extra 2 hours of performance out of it, and it's a little bit more masculine because of the amped up woody notes in it, and I really enjoy it. You guys know Chanel is an easy to wear fragrance. Bleu de Chanel is an easy to wear fragrance. It gets a lot of compliments. It got me a lot of compliments. That's why I made #1 on my most complimented designer fragrances this year from the house of Chanel, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Okay guys, that's my time. I thank you for tuning in once again to my top 10 most complimented designer fragrances from 2018. Always remember, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos out to people that you think could use this information, or you think that would like to see me looking good on camera. Yeah, right. But anyway, as I always say, guys, why would you do that? Because I'm the bow tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good and keep smelling amazing. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.